I can always tell when the call is going to be good.
Agreed.
It's clear when it rings. Watch it be all.
Remember we had a fighter in his basement last time. Remember
He
that
fell
interview?
down the
And
stairs.
He fell down the stairs during the interview. That was great.
Stapleton, John Stapleton.
Yep. He won that fight. Did he fight?
No,
Wait,
he lost. It was a
tournament.
grappling match,
Tournament.
but it was crazy.
Nice.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
What's up, champ? How you doing?
Doing good. Just leaving a training session
Nice.
and heading home. Got an hour drive to get home, do a little cardio, and hit the sheets.
Hey, Matt, quick question. Tom Evans here. How you doing, big guy?
Good.
So, champ. Name those 3 promotions.
Reality fighting, which obviously we're going to talk about a little bit. Cage Titans, and then the first one I won is Cage Combat, which is a defunct promotion now out of Saratoga Springs.
Got it.
Excellent. So you were their last amateur champion. So that goes down in history.
Yeah.
You're making
idiots bought the promotion and crashed an otherwise successful run, but
What are you going to do?
Yeah. So, buddy, is this your first title defense for reality?
yeah. So I was supposed to defend it back in May, and then my opponent pulled out, and variety of circumstances didn't end up taking a short notice fight, which is pretty much the only reason I'm actually taking this fight now, is because I haven't defended it, and I feel a moral obligation to defend the title at least once.
Excellent. And now you're defending this title. You're fighting Eddie George. Is this a name that was just matched up with you, or did you hear about him and say, his name's in there? I wanna fight this guy.
So I've seen his name around, and I actually know after he won back in Ammo, Zach Searle, New England's favorite Turl, posted some fights that I want to see.
Yeah.
And one of them was Eddie George versus Matt Bienia. And so that was actually the first time that I looked up who he was and, why Zach would want to see that fight. But until, 2 months ago, I didn't know really who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure Eddie might bring it up when you talk to him a little bit. But I'll be honest, when actually this fight was brought to me, I turned it down initially, 3 different times. And I said, Eddie's got pretty good skills, but I've got 1 or 2 fights left at amateur. There's a couple people at the top that I really want to fight. And reality fighting said, okay, we'll look around. And then a week later, they pretty much pressured me and saying, hey, this is who we got. You going to take it? And I said, Eddie's a good opponent. Records aside, his record isn't reflective of his skill set. I said, screw it, let's go.
And actually, Matt, he's 2-2, but the 2 fights he lost are split decisions. He's also was nominated as Fight of the Year at the Cage Titans event. So he actually could be 4-0 right now easily. So you are fighting a beast, and I'm sure as you said, he's better than his record actually says on paper.
Yeah. Well, one of them was unanimous decision. The other one was
all right.
His first
Okay.
loss against Romano Medina was a unanimous.
Okay.
His second fight against Budalev was the split. But, they were good fights, though. Honestly, I think his 2 losses, he's got a Gustafsson going where his 2 best fights are his 2 losses. I actually don't think his 2 wins were that impressive. Yes, I know he got a first-round knockout in his last fight, but if we're looking at the level of competition, his first 2 fights were much more impressive.
So, hey, Matt, I was just about to ask you, what do you know about your opponent? But it seems like you've done all the homework, which is good to know.
Well, he is the champ.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's awesome.
I'm an engineer.
Awesome.
I'm obsessed with just getting as much information as possible and trying to make
I do the same.
Good decisions based off of that. So I've definitely put some time into knowing my opponent.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Actually, now not only you're successful, have a career, you're also I've been watching online here. You're buying real estate. People are asking questions. You're answering questions about real estate out there. You're a family man, beautiful baby. dude, how do you fit that all in and fighting, MMA and turning pro in 2019? How do you manage all that shit?
That's a good question. I'm still figuring out. I think, honestly, I didn't put it all on my wife. I know it's like kind of a stereotypical thing to say, but she keeps me straight on everything. I just told her like last month, I'm like, I would be a very boring individual if she wasn't around. She makes sure I'm going to social events. She makes sure I remember birthdays. She's scheduling all of our holiday stuff while making sure I can still go fight. She helps me with meal prep. She's what keeps it all moving forward. But, I wouldn't be able to do it without her. So I think that's my key to success, is having someone who is way more supportive than I could ever ask for.
Excellent, man. She trains as well, correct?
Yeah, she's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. She's been training Muay Thai for 4 years now.
Wow, that's awesome.
So she's going to be in my corner for both of those fights in January.
Sticks together, man. That's great.
Do you know Tom here, my co-host and president of Regional Fight Sports? He's a professional Muay Thai fighter.
I did not know that.
Oh, my Lord. Well, Tom.
It's okay. It's all right. That's amazing.
Go ahead. I was going
to
to say, talk to his. Maybe you can get his wife in No Boundaries sometime. Since
I'm not a matchmaker, but
we can show names because Matt, we announced that we're doing social media for the No Boundary event coming up, and hopefully in the future too, the big Muay Thai promotion in Northeast.
Awesome. Yeah, Neil, my teammate, he's fighting on that No Boundary card.
Great.
So I'll be there.
Well, I'll see you there. So,
you got to stop in.
Yeah, we'll chat about this fight and the result.
We'll meet up in the stands. We'll do an interview about how I won the fight and how I'm recovering and how I'm going to be ready for the fight.
Cage Titans.
For Cage Titans.
Which is it's a week later. Yeah, he's fighting Dion Rubio for Cage Titans.
Wow, that's
and defending his title. Yeah, dude. You're gonna shoot off 2019 with I don't think anyone's ever done that at the Emmy level.
Not at all.
I hope not. I mean, I thought about it when it came up, and I really don't think I have anything to lose. I mean, like, first of all, it's amateur. When you go pro,
Agreed.
It gets wiped clean.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always wanted to do like a one-night tournament. For me, a one-night tournament mostly comes down to conditioning and heart, and I don't think anyone can match me in those two. So I'm always just like, let's do it. One night, as many fights as you want to go, let's do it. So this is the best I could come up with, is doing 2 fights in 3 weeks.
Excellent. And you know what? Which I love about this, Matt, is, in the past and even this past year, there's been fighters, Amies like yourself, that are scheduled to fight on a card, and then they take another fight maybe 4 weeks or 5 weeks later, and the other promotion's not very happy about that, and there's been a couple of times that promotion has not allowed them, taking them off the card for that. But, you doing this shows that, the promotions, that if you guys, it can happen.
Fight is fight.
Yeah, and if, God forbid or something, you get injured in this fight and you can't make it to that next, they have time to find a replacement. It's amateurs. It's not the pros. It's, these fights are, for learning experiences.
Yeah, and the way I look at it, I mean, there's very few injuries that will take me off that Cage Titans card.
Mm-hmm.
Cuts that need stitches, that'll heal in time. Serious bruising, that'll heal in time. Minor sprains, it'll heal enough to work through. I mean, really the only thing that would stop me is like a broken bone or like a torn ligament or something major.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at Brian Ortega, he just posted a photo today after that absolute shellacking he took, and he looks absolutely fine.
He's like back to a model, right?
Yeah. And that's like 10 days later. I've got 3 weeks, so.
Yeah. So, Matt, coming off that Cage Titans victory, that big win, what have you been working on? What have you learned since then, leading into this fight now?
I'm really just trying to sharpen up everything. I'm trying not to get too focused on anything in particular. I'm just trying to build my skill set. I was really happy, actually, with my striking in the fight with Chris. Even though a lot of it was on the ground, My striking was actually clean for once. If you look at the difference between my striking and reality back in January, which there's some other factors in there, which sounds a lot like excuses. But the striking difference between my January fight in reality and my August fight with Cage Titans, my striking actually looked confident. So I was really happy with that. And I just want to keep bringing out the striking that I do in the gym, actually bring that into the cage. I just get a little too, I don't know, excited and just want to throw down and just throw technique to the wind.
Excellent. You want to ask him anything before I give him one final question?
Yeah, hey, Matt, you talked about your striking, and that brings up a good point here, right? So, in the gym, right, we always talk about, I always tell guys in the gym is where you got to kind of really be creative and really try new things and try new techniques in sparring, because if you don't do it, you're never going to have that confidence to bring into the cage. Are there times when you're in that cage, and I know that I've done it myself, I'm in that fight, and it's like you almost like you're ready to pull the trigger, but you're like, nah, not yet, right? Type of thing. Has that ever come across where you're like, I want to do this new technique? You're in there, you're like, nah, let's throw the right hand instead.
I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, but I haven't had that happen yet. When I start fighting, I kind of, like most people say, they just go into autopilot.
Yeah.
And for me, unless it's programmed in hard that it's something I'm going to do,
yeah,
I really don't have that conscious thought of like, oh, what if I do this? Oh, no, you might get caught.
Yeah.
I really don't have that.
Awesome.
Honestly, the most frustrating thing is when I look back at the fight and I think about what I do in the gym and I watch what I do in the cage. I'm just like, oh, my God, you've been working on XYZ and you did none of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely none of them.
That's usually how it is.
That's the frustrating part. Generally, I don't really second guess myself in the cage. I'm just go.
Nice.
Which, there's pros and cons too. There's benefits to being able to kind of mentally take a step back, evaluate, change in the middle of the fight. But at the same time, there's a huge benefit to just doing what feels right.
Great.
Excellent.
That's awesome. Great answer, man.
Last question, Matt. Christmas is coming. You got the baby. Are you how you gonna enjoy it and all that? Knowing you got this big fight coming again. 2 big fights coming. So you got a special Christmas coming. How you gonna enjoy it?
Same way I always do. Just a few snacks. Last year, I did not do well. And that partly explains why a minute and a half into the fight, didn't look so hot. I was in pretty rough shape pretty soon into that fight. So this year, I'm going to do a lot better. My weight's already lower now than it was this time last year. Just stick with some meats, with some veggies. Stay away from, I'm Polish, so I just stay away from the pierogies. But I should be good.
Awesome. Excellent, my friend. Final words before we let you go.
Don't miss it. Got 2 fights in January. I know Eddie's going to bring a good fight. I know Dion's going to bring a good fight. Amateurs usually don't put themselves in this position right as they're about to go pro. They're trying to make themselves look good. I don't give a shit about that. I'm coming to challenge myself to bring a war, and by the end of January, I'm going to have an 8-1 career at amateur before heading to pro.
Excellent, my man. Well, Matt, thank you so much. Matt, I'll be seeing you 3 times. I'll be seeing you on the 5th. I'll be seeing you at No Boundary, and I'll be seeing you defending your title on the 26th at Cage Titans, man. Busy January, bro.
Absolutely. All fights all the time.
All right, my man. Thanks so much, buddy, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You as well. Take care.
All right, take care, bro.